And welcome, Hoosier Nation, to another edition of the Hoosier Sound-Off, recorded on Monday morning, February 10th, 2020. I am your host, Andrew Rude, and I'm here for a quick roundup of IU sports news. Indiana women's basketball survived a road matchup against Nebraska on Sunday afternoon. The Hoosiers defeated the Cornhuskers 57-53, improving to 19-6 on the season and 9-4 in conference play. Indiana jumped out to a big lead early on and carried a 23-point lead into the halftime break. However, Nebraska clawed their way back to tie the game in the fourth quarter, but Hoosier guard Jalen Penn knocked down a pair of free throws to seal the win. Penn recorded a game-high 14 points, going 5 of 14 from the field. Junior guard Allie Patberg and senior forward Brenna Wise each scored 10 points in the victory. Indiana currently sits in 4th place in the Big Ten and are back in action Thursday night on the road against Illinois, who are 11-12 on the season. It may still be winter, but it officially is now softball season as Indiana started the 2020 season in UCF's Black and Gold tournament this past weekend. The Hoosiers dropped their first 3 games to UCF, Duke, and then UCF again in a rematch. Indiana managed to record 2 victories against St. John's and Clemson on Saturday. Now sitting at 2-3 on the season, the Hoosiers have 6 days off before the Big Ten ACC Challenge in Durham, North Carolina, where they will face off against both Duke and Syracuse in 2 matchups each. It had been 20 years in the making, but former Indiana basketball coach Bob Knight returned to Simon Skjodt Assembly Hall Saturday afternoon for Indiana's matchup against Purdue. After months of rumors and speculation, Knight made an appearance during halftime of the in-state matchup and received roars of cheers and applause from the sellout Hoosier crowd. Knight was being honored alongside his former 1980 Big Ten championship team and many other former players such as Isaiah Thomas, Quinn Buckner, and 1987 national championship hero Keith Smart. Emotions were running wild throughout the arena as displays of cheer, shock, and tears could be seen on the faces of those in attendance. Before he left the court, Knight got involved with the crowd by starting a defense chant as the Hoosiers were down at halftime. Indiana eventually fell against the Boilermakers 74-62 for their 4th straight loss of the season. However, the story of the afternoon was not on the contest on the court, but of a Hoosier legend who finally made his long-awaited return to his home. Remember to watch us live Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. or subscribe to our podcast, The Hoosier Sound, wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like the transcript and links mentioned in today's show, head over to indianahq.com to check that out, in addition to all our insightful articles. We will catch you next Monday, February 17th, for the next edition of the Hoosier Sound-Off. But as always, thank you for listening, Hoosier Nation, and we'll see you next time.